Good morning and welcome to this adult gentle yoga class. Find a mat and we'll get started. Sitting up nice and tall, wriggle the buttocks, flesh away. Find easy pose or half lotus or full lotus, or sit on a block or a chair, whatever works for you. Roll the shoulders forward, up, back, and down. Palms up if you want to get more energy, down if you want to be more grounded. And feel yourself growing roots down into the earth, and then rebounding up, reaching into the heavens, and bringing all of that energy back down into your heart, being a conduit for heaven and earth. Close your eyes if you like. Take a few breaths here to notice how your body feels this morning. Notice how your breath is moving through you. And very slowly, let the breath move you wherever your body wants to move this morning. Just feel the breath carrying you around, exploring your space. And I'm going to see if changing legs makes my body want to move differently. Yeah, it wants to go in the other direction. Just a little organic movement this morning, listening to our bodies and letting them move in whatever way feels right to them. And again, if changing your legs gives you a different orientation, a different way of moving, take a moment to switch legs. And then come back to center and take a moment here. And let's do some nice inhalations all the way up. Turn the palms and reach to the ceiling. Stretch up tall and stretch over to one side. Inhale back to center and reach over the other way. And back to center and down. Inhale tall. If you can, interlace your fingers with the other thumb in front. Feels weird. Waking up our brains, and then we'll stretch over to one side. And stretch over the other way. And come back to center and float the arms down. Let's do an easy spinal twist. And an easy spinal twist the other way. And back to center. Take a breath. Let's draw a little infinity symbol with the nose. And infinity back the other way. You may feel some crunchies in the back of your neck. And come to stillness and notice how you feel. Let the chin get heavy, the back of the neck lengthen, and draw a little wave shape on your chest. Back to center, stretch up tall, shoulders relax down. Look over your shoulder. And bring your chin down towards your armpit. Inhale back up, back to center. Look over the other way and chin down. Inhale back to neutral. Second set, look over your shoulder and tuck your chin. Inhale up, look over the other way and chin down. Inhale up, we'll do one more set, rotating the head. And bringing the chin to the shoulder. Inhale to neutral. Look the other way. And chin down. Come back to center. Take a breath and roll the shoulders forward. And roll the shoulders the other way. And ear to shoulder. Notice which way your head is going. Bring your opposite arm up and over. Actually, arm that the head is facing that. Touching your opposite ear. Feel the shoulder relax down away from the ear. Breathe into that stretch. Inhale up. Ear to shoulder, notice which way your head is facing. That's the arm that comes up and over, touching the opposite ear. We're just resting the hand, we're not pulling. This is encouragement rather than what do you want to use? No forcing, no effort, just encouragement. And back to center. And shoulder roll. And roll the other way. And let's bring the shoulders up, bring the head back, squeezing everything together. We'll open and close the jaw. Making the jaw long and then big wide. And go in the other direction. And side to side. And inhale the head up and the shoulders down. Bring the hands together, rub them briskly. And radiate that energy into your face. And then taking the pinky side of your hand from your pinky to your wrist, you're going to bring your hands parallel to the floor. And even with that hole in the middle of your ear, you're just going to go right past the middle of your ear, all the way to the back of your ear, so the wrist touches the back of the ear. And do this 3 times. This is an energetic tuning up of the body. If you're energy sensitive, notice if anything changes. And down. Bring the hands to the floor, spread the fingers wide, stretch over. But we're also spreading the fingers and working on the hands. And then we're going to tent the fingers and stretch that way. Inhale, walk yourself back up. And bring the hands up. We're going to just flip them. And circle. And circle back the other way. And bring the hands to your heart one more time, shoulders down. Take a deep breath. I'm going to stretch out in front. Turn the palms and pull energy into your heart. And then we're going to turn and stretch and pull the energy in. Come back to center, switch fingers on top, press out. Pull that energy back into your heart. And turn the other way, press out. And pull that energy back into your heart. Come back to center and down. Bring the right hand to the floor, the left arm up overhead, or wherever works for you. We'll slide over and get a big side stretch. And spin your rib cage towards the ceiling. Look up if you can. Big, wonderful side stretch. Let's keep breathing into it. Let's hang out here and stretch. Keep pressing your hip down, away from your arm. And inhale up, reach out, turn the palm and press down. Compare the two sides of your body. Change legs if you like. And we'll bring the other arm up overhead. Reach over. Big side stretch, pressing your hips into the floor. Loving it. So wonderful. Side stretches are so good for us. Increases our lung capacity, deepens our breath. Roll the rib cage towards the ceiling, look up, reach your arm back a little more. Just do what works for you. Nice full breaths. Inhale up, reach out, and press down. And back to stillness. Notice how you feel. Let's bring the right hand to the floor behind you, the left hand across, and we'll come into this easy spinal twist. Back to center and the spinal twist the other way. And back to center and notice how you feel. Let's bring the legs out. Holding onto the shins, we'll do some cat and dog here, rocking back. Inhaling, stretching up. One more set. Let's hold it. Deep breath, stretch. And inhale, lift the heart, stretch up. And let's bring some energy into the feet, legs. This is really good for neuropathy, for numbness in your legs and feet. And come to stillness. Let's pick up one foot, interlace the fingers between the toes. Sit up tall as you circle the ankle. You can be in any position you like to do this. Awareness right into that ankle. Spreading the toes with our fingers. If you can't get your fingers in between your toes, just hold on to your toes however you can. And deep breaths as we circle the other way. And we'll point and flex the toes and the ankles. And stretch out the legs and shake them out. And we'll do the other side. So bring the other foot in, interlacing your fingers between your toes. Stand tall and circling the ankle. Again, if you can't reach your foot, if it's not working for you, you can just sit in Dandasana, staff pose, and circle your ankle that way. And circle the other way. And point and flex. And bring the legs back out and windshield wiper. And let's come over into child pose and take a nice stretch. We're going to start working on our lower backs here. So as you reach out into child, feel your tailbone reaching towards your heels and your lower back getting a stretch. Let's inhale onto our hands and knees and just begin to explore, perhaps a little side to side. Again, just a little organic movement, however your body would like to move today. Noticing how your body feels and what it wants to do. You notice I've gone into a cat stretch again because I want my lower back to stretch. You might feel like you want to do something else. We're just being organic today and listening to our bodies and letting them move however they want. And then we'll come into table and we'll do some cat and dogs together. So rounding into cat. And contracting into dog. attention particularly on your lower back today, noticing how your lower back feels as you move between cat and dog. We're doing a few extra today. Working that lower back. Tucking the tailbone and drawing the belly up. And then lowering the belly and the waist and feeling a deep contraction in the back. Stretching and contracting. Notice what feels good to you. One more. Back to a neutral back. Toes together, knees apart, reach back into child and feel that stretch in your back as your tailbone reaches towards your heels. Let's pick up the head and walk the hands around to one side. Inhale and walk the hands around the other way. Inhale back to center. We'll come into a puppy dog, reaching the hands forward, bringing the hips right over the knees and bringing the chin and chest to the floor, feeling that deep contraction in the back. Draw the belly in, press into your palms and lift your elbows. Deep breaths. Pressing into your right palm, pick your head up, bring your left arm in and slide underneath. Coming into a spinal twist here. Feel the muscles in your back lengthening and relaxing. Back to center. Bring your other arm in, palm up, slide through. Inhale back to puppy dog and walk yourself back to child. Perhaps bring your hands behind you by your feet. Bring your hands to your sacrum and round up. Coming into Thunderbolt if that works for you. Bring the hands in front. Inhale up. And press back as if the wind is blowing you. I'm getting a little cramp there, so you can flex your toes if that's better, keep you from cramping. And tuck the tailbone, we're strengthening the core, which supports our lower back. Taking a few more breaths here. Blowing in the wind. Last one, we'll hold for a few breaths. You don't have to go very far, you don't have to make it hurt. And inhale. And back down. So this is a time when a lot of people are gardening and their backs hurt. And one of the main reasons their backs hurt is because they're forward folding when they garden. But for most of human history, we used a squat. So if you can get into a squat instead, and you can always put a block under your hips and garden this way, you know, planting, watering, whatever, then your lower back is lengthening in a natural way. This should feel really good. Again, you can be sitting on a block and then you don't have so much challenge for your balance or for your ankles. Just breathe into that. Again, if squat is not working for you at all, you could be in child pose instead. And bring your hands to the floor and walk yourself around to one side. And tense your fingers, walk around to the other side. Come back to center, stretch forwards, let the head relax. Inhale back up, and let's come into a forward fold. So this is probably how most people are gardening, bending over like this, lifting the head, putting a lot of strain on the back. If you're gardening this way, keep your knees bent. You can really bend low. It's still kind of like a high squat. Got your chest on your thighs. That'll give your back support rather than gardening like that, which is really putting a lot of pressure and stress on your lower back. So can you garden like this in a high squat? Let's bring the hands to the thighs and roll up. Step the feet a little wider, bring your hands to your hips, and let's work out that. And we'll go the other way. Back to stillness. I'm going to turn around. We're going to make, maybe come a little closer. We're going to make two little soft fists. And we're going to go up and down our back on either side of the spine. Giving ourselves a little love tap here with our fists. We're working on the muscles. We're also working on the meridians. We're going over what the Chinese medicine people call the gate of life. Our kidneys and adrenals are our energy supports. So just some little lights knocking back there with soft fists. One more. And then let's just give ourselves a little massage, just rubbing up and down nice and soft. Deep breaths on the lower back. And then shake it off. And let's step out to a 5-pointed star. So tuck the tailbone and draw the abdominals in, reaching out. One reason we have lower back problems is because we don't support with our stomach muscles, with our core. Let's rotate the toes out to the right. Widen those legs as wide as you like. Front toes pointing 90 degrees, back heel back a little bit. Reach, 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 reach for that lovely stretch in your lower back. Let's hang out here for one more breath, reaching, 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 and then coming into Trikonasana. So notice how the body didn't move. Once you've gotten your reach as far as you can go, then all you need to do is change the arms. And stay here as long as you like in that position, and as you feel your body opening, you can come lower. Now we want to move from the hip crease, not from the waist. So the spine is straight. We're feeling that lovely stretch in the lower back. And you can keep widening your stance, drawing your belly in and tucking your lower ribs so that we're not arcing the back. So that's a problem that people do in triangle pose. Sometimes they want to be so energetic that they contract their back and stick out their rib cage. So tuck your lower ribs in and point your tailbone down towards your back heel. That'll give you that nice stretch rather than a contraction in your lower back. Deep breaths, feeling that back. Oh, I just got some spinal little pops. Oh my, that feels good. So keep tucking that tailbone, pointing down to your lower heel, tucking the rib cage, feeling your back opening. That's what we're focusing on in our Trikonasana today. You can have a little teeny bend in your front knee so it's not too intense at the back of that leg, because we're holding it for quite a while. Letting the spine lengthen and the lower back open. One more breath. Inhale up. Didn't that feel wonderful? Bring the toes in and let's toe heel back to Tadasana or jump back. Take a breath. Compare the two sides of your body. Let your tailbone get heavy and your lower back lengthen. The front of your body lift up. One of my yoga teachers the other day was saying, imagine you're wearing tight pants and you just zip them up. If that image works for you. And let's step out the other way again, as wide as you like, getting a really nice base. Inhale, stretch, tailbone down, lower belly and pelvic floor lifted. We'll turn the toes to the left, front toes 90 degrees, scoot the back heel back. Take a breath up tall and then reach over the leg and hang out for a while, reaching a little more. Going to your edge here. You want to widen your legs, you can. Take a breath and wherever you are, just rotate the arms. We're tucking the tailbone and pointing it towards the back foot. We're tucking the rib cage rather than arcing, getting so big that we want to arc. We want to tuck the ribs and lengthen the lower back down towards the back heel. And then as you open into the pose, you can step out wider. You can open more from the hip, but keep tucking the tailbone towards the back foot and tucking the lower ribs so that you're not contracting your back, but you're creating lots of space back there. Breathe into it. Keeping the spine straight. Oh my goodness, what a wonderful stretch in that low back. Just breathe and we'll hang out here as long as you like, knowing that you can always come out if you need to, and you can always go back in. Keep lengthening your spine from your tailbone to the top of your head. Got some more cracks. Keep tucking that tailbone towards your back heel. No contraction in the back, lengthening it, ribs tucked, belly lifted. Having fun yet? All right, let's inhale back up, turn the toes in. Walk or hop yourself back to Tadasana. Make sure that tailbone is long. Feel the whole lower back of your body just heavy. Another analogy that one of my other teachers uses is imagine you're a dinosaur and you've got that big tail. I guess that's a Tyrannosaurus Rex or even, I don't know, Brontosaurus, whatever. One of those dinosaurs with big heavy tail. Let that heavy tail point down towards the floor, pelvic floor and the lower belly up, supporting your lower back. And let's step out and do another little circling and notice how it feels now. Doesn't feel like I need it so much. What about you? Circling the other way. And back to Tadasana, take it in. So another really good pose for your lower back, even though it's contracting the lower back. Well, that's okay. If you're bending over to garden, contracting the lower back might be a good thing for you. It strengthens your core, which supports your lower back, and that's chair pose. Let's find Tadasana, feet parallel. Inhale the arms up in front of you. Draw the belly in and press your hips back. So even though there's a little contraction there, it's not a huge contraction. And we're not even going to bother to do the balance variation today, because I don't think you'll be balancing while you're gardening. And inhale up, relax down. Asana. Let's do one more. Bring the hands to the hips. And the warrior one, stepping the right foot back at an angle. And bring the arms in front of you. So it's similar to what we did in chair pose in a way. Gonna bring the hands behind you, draw the belly in and reach forward with the chest. It's not a round over. Lifting, sliding forward. Press into the back heel, draw the belly in, point the tailbone down towards your heel. Same principles we did in triangle pose. Tuck your chin slightly, lengthen the back of your neck, but feel the support of your core. And inhale back up and step forward. Take a breath, compare the two sides of your body. Bring the hands to the hips to stabilize the pelvis and step back with the other leg coming into a lunge on this side. Draw the belly in, tuck the tailbone, reach the hands behind you as you reach the chest forward. Squeeze those shoulder blades towards each other. Draw the belly in for support. Press into that back heel. And you're not tucking your chin, you're having your head in line with your spine, lengthening your spine. Deep breaths. Inhale up and step forward and back to Tadasana. And one last one, we're just going to do ragdoll. So again, just organically letting the body move whatever way it wants to. Feeling where your body needs it. And melting your way down onto your mat. Onto your backs. Even here in Shavasana, let's lift the hips, let's bring the feet to the floor for a second, lift the hips and tuck the tailbone, and then lower the legs again, feeling that lower back long. We're not done yet, we're just doing a few breaths in Shavasana here to take in the benefits of the standing postures. And let's bring the knees in and give yourself a hug. So once again, we're feeling a nice stretch in the lower back. And then bringing the hands to the knees, we'll do some circling here, giving that back a nice massage. And let's circle the other way. Doesn't the back feel good getting that massage? Oh my, I can feel it. Every point on my back. And give yourself a really nice tight hug. And let's place the feet on the floor, bring the hands to your sides, and we'll come into bridge pose. So taking a nice deep breath, tucking the tailbone, pressing it to the heels, and slowly lifting the body up off the mat, one vertebra at a time. Nice long spine. If you're up high enough, wriggling your shoulders underneath you, coming into Yoga Mudra. Now a variation here, if you're feeling really flexible, if you've gotten this high, you can lift your heels up off the floor, bring your hands underneath your hips, and then bring your heels back down. And that will give you an even deeper stretch. You can also do this with a prop. And we'll wriggle the arms out from underneath and curl down one vertebra at a time so the tailbone's the last thing to come in. And bring the knees in again, give yourself a nice big hug. It feels so good lengthening that lower back. At least that's what feels good to me. And then let's bring the legs out into a happy baby. And again, we can do a little rock from side to side. I need to move away from the couch a little bit. Okay, so we're in happy baby. And we're going to roll over to one side. And then we're going to bring the knees together. Legs are bent. And we're going to inhale. Back into our happy baby. And then bring one leg to the floor and then bring the other leg on top. Inhale, open, go as far as you can. When you can't go any further, roll onto your back. And then roll the other way. And when you reach the floor, then bring that leg in to touch. Inhale, open as far as you can. Roll onto your back. Keep those legs pressing into your armpits. Coming over. Inhale, open. Press the knees down into the armpits, press the tailbone towards the floor. Come on over the other way. One more, other direction. Coming back to neutral, pressing the knees into the armpits, the tailbone towards the floor. And this time we're going to come into a bent knee spinal twist. So let's bring the legs back into a hug. Hands on the kneecaps, come into a right angle. Open your arms perhaps into goddess. And then lower the knees down to one side. Bring your hand to your knees and press both knees into your hands so that you're stacking one leg on top of the other. Try to get a nice square shape and then open the other way. It's a little challenging to twist. It's easier to twist when you're twisting with your hips, but we want to try to twist from the waist. Feel that in the lower back, keeping the pelvis stable. So if you need a prop under the other arm, or if you need to just rest your arm on your rib cage or your shoulder as you turn away from your bent knees. Keep pressing the top knee forward as you spin your rib cage away. Feel that deepening the twist in your lower back. Draw the belly in. Drawing the belly in will help you twist. Bring your head back to face your legs and inhale back to center. One more nice big hug. I'm going to switch around. So the legs are at right angles. Lowering the knees down to one side, pressing the knees so they're equal, stacked one on top of the other, then opening away from your knees, finding a place for this other hand, because at first it may be hard to rest this hand on the floor, rest it on your hip, your shoulder, overhead. Press the top knee into your hand so that you're stacking your legs one on top of the other, so that you're spinning from your waist and belly rather than from your hips. To really feel that twist in your lower back. Keep breathing. Draw your belly in for support and notice how that gives you lots more flexibility and ability to twist your body. Keep pushing that knee forward. Feel that in your lower back. Bring your arms into goddess pose if that works for you. I just noticed that I was gripping my legs, and relaxing the tension in my legs is allowing me to twist some more. And turn your head back towards your legs. Grab your legs and give yourself one more hug. Lengthening your lower back as you press your knees in towards your chest. Shoulders back and down. Take 3 nice big breaths here, lengthening your back, drawing your belly in and tucking your lower ribs. And if there's anything else your body wants to do, maybe a little shake out of those legs, a little shimmy of the butt or whatever else. Do whatever your body needs and then get what you need for Shavasana. And once again, we're going to walk the feet up, lift the hips and tuck the tailbone, lengthening it. And then slide the legs down. And this might be a good time to have a prop under your knees, having the knees slightly bent so that you can lengthen that lower back comfortably. And while we're here, we can wriggle the shoulder blades underneath and relax the shoulders back towards the floor. Relax the arms a little away from your hips with the palms up and the fingers softly curled. Take a breath and lengthen the back of your neck, tucking your chin slightly. And let your jaw go slack. A little space between your teeth and your tongue resting against your lower teeth. Take a breath and soften into the floor. And let your eyes roll up in their sockets towards your third eye. Let your awareness travel to any place where there's twitching or tension or anything going on. I'm feeling a lot in my back today after the good work that we've done. Awareness and breath will help integrate the benefits, deepening your body's inner wisdom. You can stay here as long as you like. And when you're ready, bring some movement back into your fingers and toes. Gently move and stretch in whatever way feels good to you. Maybe give yourself another hug before you roll to one side and come to a seated position. So if you're going out gardening, maybe you'd like to do a few stretches before you go out. And after you're gardening, how about legs up the wall, or legs up the wall with the hips on a block or a bolster? Happy gardening. Namaste.